wiping it down when the paint hot. Left hand on the wheel. I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blinded my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Know you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Well, Coach, the calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready? We're waiting. Check. Get him.
They run with a former Viking and Raider. It's Latavius Murray. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They go back to Murray on first down. A gain of 3, second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You better be afraid of me. You better be. Hey, Orville. Fofo to Mike. Mike's Fofo. Yeah. 44 to Mike. 44.
To throw is Breeze. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
The Saints spent a third-round pick on Traquan Smith out of UCF in 2018, and what a thrilling season for him. He was the guy that caught the pass from Drew Brees that moved him past Peyton Manning to become the all-time leading passer in NFL history.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Kill. Watch out. Hey, easy. Show it up.
On first down, Murray. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 5.
All right, Brent, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Ready.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Kill.
Murray. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Ready? Yellow waiting, yellow waiting. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
C.J. Anderson with it. Of course, a big part of the Rams' run to the Super Bowl last year. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Saints 7, Jaguars nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 10 logo. Check, check. Block 54. Block 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Under 10. 61. Matchbox lights. Switch. Hey, Delta. Now.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I got you.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Throwing now is Breeze. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. A gain there of 21 yards.
Come on, one thing for sure, you know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a third down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Brees. Carrying it out deep for Smith. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Easy, opposite. Bravo. 12. 44 to Mike.
Brees to throw again. And he gets it to C.J. Anderson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Minshew. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38.
Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, come on, oh. Check. 2 draw quarters. Watch twins.
They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Here we go. 18 Gator. Hey, exit. Here we go. Get it.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. He's got Smith here. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And the Saints, 1st down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun now for Breeze. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Breeze now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Now Breeze. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw, it's Breeze. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense.
They cannot hold us down. We're going to keep getting shots.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
All day, every day, any day.
Hey, Team 6.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
Topper.
Watch his slant. Watch his slant. Check 37. Switch.
Going with Armstead, a first down carry. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. He's got the first down inside the 10, and he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
At the 32-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Here's Murray running right. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
On first down, Breeze. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Looking long for it's caught inside the 25. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
First down.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Josh Oliver, incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
90, Wolf.
Watch time. Tight end right, tight end.
Get it.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Check 9.
Recon, 132 fighter.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Fire.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd down. Minshew. The open man is Westbrook. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And that's caught inside the 30. A big third down play there for the Jags. 41 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
Go!
54, right there. 54, Mike. Here we go. Hey, watch that.
Let's go!
Now Leonard Fournette, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward, and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. On 2nd and 11 now. Minshew, they'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Go!
54 is Mike.
X3, 218, chopper. Big trip.
Third down, it's Armstead. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Fourth down now after a loss of 2. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's a give to Anderson. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's go, let's bring it.
Check 13, check 13, 25, check 25.
On 2nd down, Armstead. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They run with Murray. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They'll run here. It's Murray. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
At the 36-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
You kill! 44, Mike, 44. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why what we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, one-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
Let's go, boys, let's go!
At their own 28-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Let's put him on the box.
This is Armstead on the carry. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Fournette. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 31-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Nick Perry comes flying in for the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. They run it with Armstead. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Alert! 3 down, 3 down.
Bravo!
Minshew throwing on 3rd down. The open man is Shark. It's complete. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Kill. Turn it up. Kill.
On the run, it's Fournette. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Begin. Check hot route.
Hey, exit.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Minshew. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Tighten up.
Here's Minshew. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Looking to throw it. Minshew. And that is Complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints will have the football back. Well, they had to take one final shot at the end zone, but now things are looking really bleak.
And I agree with that totally. You had to take the shot if they did score. You know, whether you call it a miracle or not, you line up, onside kick, get the ball back. Throw one more in the end zone, who knows? Had to take the chance, it just was unsuccessful.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Carries piling up. It's Murray again. Murray fighting. Lost the football.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23. A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Saints, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati